There's a digital gold rush happening right now. We're talking a multi-billion-dollar battlefield for attention in China's booming beauty industry. But it's not happening on billboards. No, it's all happening inside an app. And the playbook for winning? Man, it is changing faster than you can even imagine. All right, let's get into it.
Welcome everyone to the Tao Salon. What we try to do here is pretty simple. We cut through all the noise, all the jargon, and just give you those clear, essential insights you need to understand the powerful forces shaping modern business. And today, wow, we are decoding one of the most dynamic markets on the planet.
So where are we getting all this from? Well, today's insights come straight from the Xiaohongshu Med Aesthetics Marketing Growth White Paper. It's a really fresh report, just out in November of 2025, and it's by Laigu.AI. And these guys are official service providers for the platform, so, this isn't just some academic theory. This is a real look under the hood from people on the inside.
Okay, first things first, let's talk about scale, because the numbers we're about to see, they're honestly staggering. It just shows you how huge this whole opportunity really is.
Get ready for this. By 2025, we're looking at a market worth over 4,100 billion yuan. To put that in perspective for you, that's more than $500 billion US. Yeah, this isn't just growth, folks. This is a flat-out explosion.
And this chart, it just perfectly illustrates that trajectory. Just look at it. We're talking about the market basically doubling in size in only 4 years. That curve, how steep it is, that tells you the whole story right there about the speed of this change and just how massive this opportunity has become.
All right, so here's the game plan for today. We just saw the opportunity. Next up, we're going to decode the modern consumer, then jump into the kind of content that actually builds trust, figure out how to turn those views into visits, and wrap it all up with 3 essential takeaways. Let's go.
Okay, so let's get to the real heart of this boom, right? The consumer. Who are these people and what's actually driving their decisions? Because let me tell you, this is where all the old rules of marketing just start to fall apart.
So on the one hand, you've got the traditional core of this market, right? Women mostly between 19 and 35. But then, look over at the other side. The male consumer? Not a niche anymore, not even close. They are this rapidly expanding force, especially in that 25 to 40 age range, prime career years. We're really talking about a fundamental shift in the market's entire center of gravity.
And what's driving them? Well, it's completely different. For women, it's often about specific scenes, right? Looking your best for a wedding, a big vacation, some important event. For men, it's a whole other ballgame. It's about career competition, it's about social confidence, and it's about efficiency. They want the best possible results with the least amount of fuss.
And this is what I find so fascinating. It shows just how sophisticated this male consumer has become. Take a look at this chart. You'd think price would be number one, right? Nope. They care way more about things like privacy, safety, the doctor's credentials, and getting a natural effect. This isn't a bargain hunter. This is a high-value, high-consideration customer, for sure. So, what's the big takeaway here? It's that the entire customer journey, the way people make a decision, has been totally rewired. It's not about flipping through a magazine and seeing an ad anymore. Now, it all starts with a little doubt, a question. Then you ask an AI, or you search on a social platform you actually trust. And from that trusted recommendation, boom, you go straight to a consultation. The middleman? Totally gone.
Okay, so this brings us to the big question, right? If trust is the new front door, how in the world do you build it? What does content that actually works even look like in this new environment?
Just think about it for a second. We're drowning in a sea of perfect, airbrushed photos and slick ads. So how does any brand cut through that noise and earn that genuine trust? It's tough. Well, the answer is right here on this chart. Trust isn't built on clever marketing slogans. It's built on 3 really solid pillars: showing real cases, actual results, highlighting professional doctors, and having transparent user reviews. At the end of the day, authenticity is the new currency. And the report actually breaks this down into 4 winning formulas for content. First, you've got pitfall guides, content that helps people avoid common mistakes. Second, honest before and afters. Third, scene-based education, which is all about connecting a procedure to a real-life situation. And finally, number 4, content from the doctor's POV. That's how you build real authority. All right, so you've done the hard work. You've built trust, you've got great content. Now what? How do you actually turn all that attention into a paying customer walking through the door? This is where things get really interesting and where speed and data become absolutely critical. So let's just establish a baseline here. Old school, traditional, offline marketing, it's incredibly expensive.
I'm talking over 7,000 yuan. That's almost $1,000 just to get one single new customer. It's like trying to fish with a giant leaky net. Just not efficient.
But now, check this out. By using a platform like Xiaohongshu, where you can do super precise, targeted marketing, the report shows the brands are slashing that cost by 42%. That's not just an improvement, that's a complete game changer for your marketing budget.
But there's always a catch, right? And here it is. That window of opportunity you have is brutally short. This graph is kind of shocking. It shows that if you don't respond to someone's inquiry within 30 minutes, just half an hour, you lose half your potential leads. They're just gone. So speed isn't a nice to have anymore. It's an absolute necessity for survival.
And it can't just be any old fast robotic response either. Look at the difference here. It's night and day. Personalized, thoughtful replies absolutely crush those generic templated ones. I mean, across the board. User satisfaction, actually solving the person's problem, and the big one, converting that lead into a real appointment.
Okay, so we've looked at a ton of data. What does this all mean for you? Let's boil it all down to a simple blueprint for success. Here are the 3 essential takeaways.
First up, the consumer has evolved. Simple as that. And the mail market isn't just a sideshow, it is the new high-value frontier. Number 2, trust is the only currency that matters anymore. Authentic content from actual experts will beat a slick, glossy ad every single time. And third, speed is your new competitive edge. If you want to capture leads in that critical 30-minute window, having an AI-driven response strategy, well, it's not optional anymore. It's absolutely essential.
So when you put it all together, what are we really looking at? We're seeing this massive, fundamental shift away from the old way of doing things, just shouting at everyone with mass marketing. And we're moving toward this new model of hyper-personalized, trust-based engagement. And technology, especially AI, well, that's the key that unlocks this whole new approach and makes it possible to do it at scale.
And that really leaves us with one final big question to think about. As AI gets smarter and smarter and it starts handling all those initial chats and qualifying leads, the real challenge is going to shift. The question is, how will your business adapt to win that final, crucial moment of human connection? Because that's what's ultimately going to close the deal.